These heroes and villains have crushed it on the big screen, so why not continue their stories on the small screen? Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 MCU characters who need a TV show.
Think you know the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Click here to take the new MCU trivia quiz on WatchMojo.com.
For this list, we're looking at characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe who are positively begging to get a TV series of their very own. Characters like Vision, Scarlet Witch, Bucky, Falcon, and our fave Loki are getting their own shows on Disney's streaming service, so the door's open for the rest of the MCU. Number 10, Groot and Rocket. If you'd told us before Guardians of the Galaxy that a gun-toting space raccoon and an anthropomorphic tree would be breakout stars in the MCU, we might have called you crazy.
Quit smiling, you idiot. You're supposed to be a professional. You gotta be kidding me.
And yet, the star-faring rodent and his leafy pal are among the most beloved superheroes out there. There's still a whole ton we don't know about the duo, not the least of which is Rocket's origin and how they met up.
Now, repeat back what I just said.
I'm Groot.
Uh-huh.
I'm Groot.
That's right.
I'm Groot.
No! No, that's the button that will kill everyone!
This would be a great story to chronicle in a TV show set before their movie debut, even if his MCU origin isn't quite as out there as the comics version.
Come on, Groot. Put that game down. You're right, your brain.
Number 9, the Grandmaster. We can probably all agree that adding Jeff Goldblum to the MCU was the best thing to happen to the cinematic universe in a long time.
I pardon you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're officially pardoned from life.
In Thor Ragnarok, the Grandmaster villain steals every scene he's in, owing to the fact that he's really just Jeff Goldblum being himself, only evil.
Time works real different around these parts. On any other world, I'd be like millions of years old. But here on Sakaar,
if you picked up the Ragnarok Blu-ray, you hopefully watched the short showing what he's been up to since the events of the film, and we wouldn't say no to a whole lot more of that, please.
damn it, God damn it!
Or maybe a series showcasing his rise to power as ruler of Sakaar, perhaps featuring his brother, the Collector.
Beautiful. Beyond compare.
Number 8, the Ravagers. Eagle-eyed comic book fans probably recognize that the captains of the various Ravager factions in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 were actually based on the original incarnation of the Guardians of the Galaxy team, only repurposed into badass space pirates.
I don't gotta listen to nothing. You betrayed the code. Ravagers don't deal in kids.
Hopefully they make a return in Volume 3, but until then, we'd love a series that focuses on this group. Come on, who wouldn't want a show that follows Sylvester Stallone, Michelle Yeoh, and Ving Rhames rocking around the galaxy having adventures and, in Sly's own words, stealing shit?
Let's say we steal some shit.
Plus, did you know that the voice of Mainframe, the team's robot head, is actually Miley Cyrus? That's a musical number waiting to happen.
I miss you guys so much.
Number 7, Nick Fury. Since the very first entry in the franchise, this one-eyed super spy has been indisputably the coolest customer in the MCU.
Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
But until Captain Marvel comes out, there's still a helicarrier's worth of stuff we don't know about him. A TV series starring the future director of S.H.I.E.L.D. could be a great vehicle for some gritty espionage action as we follow Fury's early days as an agent, or perhaps what he gets up to in between movie appearances. After all, you gotta figure he doesn't exactly have a boring life, even when he isn't dealing with alien invasions and Hydra attacks.
Now!
Number 6, Shuri. Black Panther had no shortage of breakout characters, but our favorite was hands down the smart-talking, super genius sister of its main character.
Great, another broken white boy for us to fix. This is going to be fun.
She brought a lot of levity and fun to what was otherwise one of the more serious and somber MCU films in recent memory, and we're fine with Marvel giving her way more time in the spotlight.
Why didn't you just reprogram the synapses to work collectively?
Because we didn't think of it?
I'm sure you did your best.
For one thing, she even became the Black Panther herself for a time in the comics. And what is her brother up to these days again? Oh, right, so the job's open then. Seems like a no-brainer to us.
I can't wait to see what kind of update you make to your ceremonial outfits. Shuri!
Sorry, mother.
Number 5, Korg and Miek. If any character really got the Taika Waititi stamp in Thor Ragnarok, it's everyone's favorite rock revolutionary. After all, the New Zealand director lent his voice and movements to the character.
This doesn't make any sense.
Nah, nothing makes sense here, man. The only thing that does make sense is that nothing makes sense.
Taken from a dour and humorless pile of rocks in the comics to a fantastic vehicle for Waititi's signature charm on screen, the Cronin Gladiator and his insectoid ally definitely got an upgrade when he transitioned from the page to the screen.
Sounds like you had a pretty special and intimate relationship with this hammer, and that losing it was almost comparable to losing a loved one.
It's a nice way of putting it.
With this in mind, a TV series starring the pair would be a fantastic idea, putting two of the most offbeat characters in the MCU firmly in the spotlight. Throw in Waititi himself directing, and you have a recipe for pure magic.
Oh, Miek, you're alive! He's alive, guys. What was your question again, bro?
Number 4, Valkyrie. In case it wasn't super obvious already, we here at the WatchMojo offices are really big fans of Thor Ragnarok, and we'd be happy to see more of the characters it introduced into the MCU. Definitely front and center was this Asgardian warrior played by Tessa Thompson.
I'm Thor, son of Odin. I need to get back to Asgard.
Many apologies, Your Majesty.
Something of a misfit among the shiny, virtuous heroes of Asgard, this hard-drinking heroine is a bit rough around the edges, but can still throw down with the best of them. Why not make her the center of her own show with a whole ton of the Ragnarok cast along for the ride? Number 3, the Hulk. The Jade Giant's movie outings have been pretty sporadic, and reports have indicated that legal issues between Marvel and Paramount are partly to blame for that.
Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
I'm sorry, either I can't or he won't.
I don't... Hey, stand down. Keep an eye on him. Thank you.
But it pays to remember that well before the MCU or even the 2003 movie, the character was a TV star thanks to a 5-season series starring Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. The show has enough nostalgia behind it that it's just crying out for a revival, and one starring Mark Ruffalo and set within the MCU would be a dream come true for fans of the character.
And Hulk. Smash.
Use that same sad music and you've got a nostalgia bomb waiting to go off. Number 2, Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne.
An Ant-Man.
That's what they called you. Right, Hank?
We'd honestly love to watch a show starring Scott's pal Louise, but the prospect of a series following Hank and Janet's adventures in the 80s as the first Ant-Man and Wasp sounds too great to pass up.
Oh my god. They've already launched.
The Ant-Man movies only gave us glimpses of the pair as globe-trotting S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, but we loved what we saw and we want more. We could easily see the couple's adventures serving as the basis for a TV series, with the pair using super science to help fight the Cold War. It could be like MacGyver, but with superpowers, and who could say no to that?
Your mother saved thousands of lives that day, knowing she'd be lost in the quantum realm.
Number 1, Hawkeye. Oh, Clint. Poor, underutilized Clint.
We haven't met yet. I'm Clint.
I don't care.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe has never really given the Avengers' resident Archer a real chance at the limelight, so maybe it's time he took his bow to the small screen instead.
I got it.
There's plenty of adventures that the character could have in a solo TV series, especially if the show takes inspiration from writer Matt Fraction's fantastic comic series from 2012. Set a TV series starring this character before the first Avengers movie, with a younger Clint kicking it in a low-end apartment in between S.H.I.E.L.D. missions, and you'll make a lot of dreams come true.
And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense. But I'm going back out there because it's my job. Okay, and I can't do my job and babysit. Doesn't matter what you did, or what you were. If you go out there, you fight, and you fight to kill. Staying here, you're good. I'll send your brother to come find you, but if you step out that door, you are an Avenger.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.